An immigration arrest at Salt Lake International Airport has gone viral. Federal immigration agents arrested Marta Renderos Leyva yesterday. This was near the baggage claim, saying that she's from El Salvador and has been in the U.S. illegally since 2020.
Well, tonight, 2 News speaking exclusively to her family to find out more about what happened.
Leslie Duarte joins us live tonight from the airport. Leslie.
Yes, the family tells me they were about to walk through the TSA line when they were stopped by the men, and the following happened. The video shows 39-year-old Marta Briseida Renderos Leyva being detained by federal agents at the airport. A family member of Renderos Leyva says they were on their way to Washington.
La estaban maltratando, me da una impotencia no poder hacer nada por ella y el ver que no le pueden escuchar a uno nada porque no la maltrataran y ellos seguían como si nada, como que era un animal. Son seres humanos y no deben tratarlos así.
Renderos Leyva's family says she had a work permit and had no criminal history. 2 News looked into it and found she had 2 parking tickets and a crossing guard infraction.
She does everything she can to follow the law, and that she will never commit crime. She's like the girl.
Hey, who is this to you, miss? All right, can you just? Oh no, listen. We just came here to assist. Obviously, we had nothing to do with this.
We got our rights, please.
Yes. Please
just go.
Hold on a second. We're called here because of this government thing.
Yeah, but
So
they're not criminals.
I know. No one's saying. I'm just here to help.
He gets shut off. He was read the engine. Wow.
Come on, man. I'm gonna break the window if you don't. You just get out so I don't have to break the window.
The issue is, it sounds like they need him to come out of the car, and him closing the door and doing all this.
They come to Batavia.
Okay, but now you're gonna have a lot of officers on scene because they asked us to come 77, which means lights and sirens. So look at all these cars now coming.
You gotta come out. Both of you. You have to step out of the vehicle.
All he has to do is get out of the vehicle. Either way, in the end, he's gonna have to come out. I would rather do it without force.
Criminals, please. We are right.
They've decided that whatever their situation is, that he needs to get out of the vehicle, and they're going to take him to wherever they got to go. Him doing what he's doing is just causing a big scene and causing a lot worse.
Bro, just come on. Let's go. You got a window punch? Someone?
You got one? Oh, got him. I got him.
I'm gonna break it. Get out. Just hop out, man. No, hop out.
So here's what's going to happen. If he doesn't get out of the car, we're going to break the window and drag him out. No one wants to do that.
I don't spend any money for it.
Just watch these guys. Alright, but so that may make you upset, and I understand. Well, here's the issue. Whatever their situation is, they're going to ask him to come out of the vehicle. Instead of yelling at him.
He's got to hop out. Why? Because they said so. He's okay. Just get out. It's no big deal. He's okay. He's okay. You're all right. Get out. He's not going anywhere. Tell him to open the door back there. Open the door. Back there.
And I'm criminal.
Open the door.
Open the door
now.
Let me talk to my husband.
Do not push him.
Don't push me.
I'm pushing you. You do not touch my officers. You understand me? Do not touch my officers.
I'm a woman.
I don't care.
You can't touch
I don't
me.
care. I just did. Cut it out.
Fucking, I'm not.
At your age. Let them pull him out. Back up, please. Back up, please. Back up, please.
Why are you pushing me
We're
off?
not pushing you.
Open the door now.
Let me talk to my husband.
No tengo nada.
Get out of the car now. Get out. Stop playing games. Get out of the car. Put your hands behind your back.
No pele.
What are you doing? Over there.
You want to do?
Want me to put handcuffs? Get back.
Porque me hacen miedo.
Take it back there. Take it back there.
Tranquilo.
No, we're good. Stop. Put that down. Nope, you don't got his wrist. You got to stop. Open it. Hey. Relax.
Available Spanish speaking officer to Lyle Avenue and Medina.
Nope. Miss.
We have the latest update tonight on the case of 24-year-old Giovanna Hernandez Martinez, who was taken into custody by ICE after being pulled over in Leeds. This morning, she was transported to a facility in Louisiana for deportation hearings. ABC 3340's Olivia Gauthier spoke with her family as they worked to prevent her from being deported.
It's been a tough few days for the family of Giovanna Hernandez Martinez. I sat down with her family today, and they tell me that they don't believe the story that law enforcement is putting out.
Although she may seem, like she is strong and she's not struggling, but it's as people can imagine, it's very cruel there. It's very sad being there.
On Tuesday, August 5th, Leeds Police Chief Paul Irwin says detectives with the Leeds Police Department were driving on Interstate 20 when Giovanna Hernandez Martinez passed detectives driving over 80 miles per hour in her Honda sedan.
But she was not driving recklessly. They were saying that she was cutting cars, switching lanes and all that. That's not like my sister at all.
The traffic stop ultimately led to her arrest and detainment by ICE after she reportedly presented a Mexico-issued identification card. Friends and family tell us she was working to get her citizenship, but claim it's been a struggle.
So we got here in the year 2008, but sadly, they stopped accepting DACA applications in the year 2007, so we were a year late. And a lot of people say, they've been there for, that long, that many years. Why haven't they also, besides DACA, tried applying for citizenship? And the thing is, we've tried a lot of different times, but a lot of people think that applying for citizenship here is like people going and, taking a test for a driver's license.
According to Hernandez, Martinez had her own LLC and was working with HICA, an immigration advocacy organization based in Birmingham.
So my mom said, obviously she's very, very sad right now because of the whole situation, but she really wants my sister to come home. This is her home. She was like, we've obviously been here almost our whole life, and a lot of people say, they're not from here. We do understand that, but we grew up here. We've made friends here. We've gotten our education here. We've gotten jobs.
Thursday, Leeds Police Chief Paul Irwin issued this statement saying it is unfortunate that the driver had not taken the steps necessary to remain in our country legally. We value and appreciate our partnerships with the other law enforcement agencies and the media. There are many people that I know and have friendships with who know this person, and we wish her the best as she returns to her country. In Leeds, Olivia Gauthier, ABC 3340 News.
A woman who says she was separated from her young daughter by the Trump administration is now talking about what happened this morning. She was deported to her native Cuba last month.
And even though both her daughter and husband are U.S. citizens, she's also never been charged or convicted of a crime.
Yeah, she tells CNN's Petra Gottman about life without her 17-month-old child who was left behind.
Heidi Sanchez spends her days watching videos of daughter Kayleen. It's as close as she can be to her child now, just days after Aide was deported from the United States to Cuba. Kayleen, who was born in Florida, stayed there with her father, who, like Kayleen, is also a U.S. citizen. But she does not comprehend where her mother is. She's very intelligent, Aide says of her 1-year-old daughter. When she talks to me, she says, "Mama, come." And they say, "Your mama is working." She says, "Mama, come." Aide lived for 6 years in the U.S., and although she tried to become a legal resident, she was placed into deportation proceedings after missing an immigration hearing in 2019. In late April, at what she thought was a routine appointment with immigration officials, she says they told her she was being deported and to have her husband come get their daughter. "I told them, don't take away my daughter," Aide says. "They never said if I could take her or not with me." Aide had to hand over her daughter to a member of the legal team to then give to her husband, her lawyer told me.
What they told her was that she needed to call her husband and that she needed to ask him to come and pick up the baby. There was not an option of, "Oh, I want to take my baby, can I take her?"
2 days later, Aide was deported on a U.S. government flight to Cuba without her daughter, who she was breastfeeding and suffers from convulsions. In a statement to CNN, the Department of Homeland Security contradicted what Haiti and her attorney told us, saying they always allow parents to decide whether their children are deported with them or stay behind with relatives, and that, quote, "the Trump administration is giving parents in this country illegally the opportunity to self-deport and take control of their departure process with the potential ability to return the legal right way and come back to live the American dream."
Only on 12 News, she's a mother of 3, married to an American. And now she's been arrested and is set for deportation without her children.
Her husband says that he doesn't know what to do and is worried that the 3 boys might be deported too without their mom.
12 News journalist William Pitts explains what happened and the uphill battle this family is facing.
Brian Wilcox and Rosa Hernandez didn't wait to get married. There was no need.
It's like, you know what I mean? And it's like we've been together for 10 years.
They were married quickly, married right in the backyard of Brian's mom's house. Rosa's 3 kids smiling right in front.
Do you even know where she is?
Florence Detention Center, but there's no way of getting in contact with her.
Rosa had come to the U.S. from Honduras with her kids 2 years ago. It was a 3-month walk to the border. She came to the border asking for asylum. She was allowed to come to Arizona, where she met Brian, a wildland firefighter, and worked her way through the immigration process.
It was her final check-in. They said that they were releasing her from the program because she did such a great job.
But almost immediately, that hearing felt off.
When they called and they said that they wanted her to bring the kids down, we talked about like how they haven't requested that.
They were put in separate rooms, questioned. Brian told the agents he and Rosa were married.
They were pretty respectful at first, and then you know, as I started asking questions, they got pretty aggravated.
He hasn't seen Rosa since that day.
And they had me sign off on her kids. I just showed them my ID, and they released them to me like they were pets at a pet store.
Brian hasn't had time to go through the adoption process. It's only been a month since the wedding. Now the kids have their own deportation hearing. Brian says separately from their mom in September.
I just want to say that I love her and I miss her.
We don't usually put kids on TV for things like this, especially not a 10-year-old in this kind of position. But Mauro wanted to talk to us about how he was feeling.
I'm worried because if she doesn't come back.
The 2 little ones were snuggling up with me on the couch and they want their mom. They miss their mom. When's mom coming home? Are they feeding my mom? And they've got all those questions and they're little tiny boys and they don't understand what's going on.
Brian's mom, Cindy, says she never thought Rosa would be on anyone's radar.
The thing about Rosa, she is an amazing person.
An Orlando woman who's been in the country for 20 years and working to gain legal status is now facing deportation. Her name is Maria. She's been going to her ICE appointment since 2016 when she started the process to be in the country legally. And yesterday she was told she had to go home to her home country, El Salvador. West News' Luana Munoz live from the ICE facility in Orlando with that story. Luana.
Yeah, talk about a very emotional day for this family. Maria went into the ICE facility just a few hours ago. She did come back out, and her family couldn't have been more happier as they didn't know when they would see her again. Standing outside the ICE facility in Orlando, Maria embraces her son.
Es algo muy duro. Una porque dejo a mis hijos.
This is very hard. I don't want to leave my kids, she said. But when Maria went in for her regular check-in with ICE Tuesday, she was told she had to return to El Salvador and was even fitted with an ankle monitor.
It's hard. It's really hard. I've been trying so hard to stay strong, but it gets to a point where you just, I don't even know what to think.
Maria is a mother of two and has been in the U.S. for 20 years. She says she has a clean record, has a home, and works hard.
Miss Melissa Tran is sharing a message with her community 1 week after the Department of Homeland Security placed the Hagerstown mother on a flight to Vietnam. Now, she came to the United States legally, but the Trump administration deported her over a theft conviction decades ago in Virginia. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren is live with the follow-up. And Mike, what is she saying now?
In her letter, Casey, Tran says that she was desperate. She prayed for guidance, and now she is struggling to adjust to life in Vietnam without her husband and 4 children. She also says she is heartbroken at having to leave the country she has called home for 32 years. This is the first picture of Melissa Tran since she returned to Vietnam. After a harrowing series of flights over 2 days, Tran and other deportees were shackled the entire time. In a new letter, Tran says the trip was very long and exhausting, but I am now free and no longer have to live in fear of check-in with immigration. She writes, I feel very lonely here. Every second my heart aches because I miss Danny and the kids terribly.
It's unfair for Melissa, unfair for my family. She's not a crime. She's not a murderer. She's a good person.
Her husband, Danny Hong, an American citizen, spoke to WJZ exclusively last week. Tran writes he now has to be both roles of father and mother. She asked for prayers to have the strength to learn to embrace the new chapter of my life.
My heart has broken for her and her family, and I hope that there's a positive way forward.
Jenny Pascarella is Tran's attorney and successfully gained her release earlier this year from a detention center in Seattle. But with Tran now in Vietnam, she says it will be harder to get her back.
What will it take for our country to wake up and see what is happening around the country to so many people, so many families who are being kidnapped and banished from their lives here and their families? The cruelty is just, it cannot be stated enough.
One Avenue working with incoming Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger to get Tran a pardon on her theft conviction. Even though Tran was here legally, that conviction allowed the government to deport her.
It allows the government to enforce a deportation order that's basically been dormant all of these years, decades.
Tran, a refugee, was allowed to stay all this time because Vietnam refused to issue her travel documents. That changed under pressure from the Trump administration.
Is she really the worst of the worst? I mean, do people really feel safer now that Melissa Tran has been deported? I don't think so.
Tran writes she's leaned into her faith. I don't know what my future will be, but I put all my hope and faith in God. She says I am no longer afraid of what lies ahead.
Let Melissa go home. Bring Melissa home.
Now, the Department of Homeland Security tells us that Tran received full due process, and because of her past criminal conviction, she is not welcome in the United States. We're live in Northwest Baltimore. Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, after being deported last week, a young mother says she is back in Honduras without her 8-month-old son. Kimberlyn Yuritsa Menuvar Aguilar lived in St. Cloud with her partner. They moved to South Dakota shortly before having a child in March. New at 5, Frankie McLister shares why her attorney says she was removed from the U.S. unlawfully.
Y ahí estaba mi pareja y mi bebé. Y entonces ellos me vieron cuando me llevaron.
In a Zoom conversation from her parents' house in Honduras, Kimberlyn Yuritsa Menjivar Aguilar gets emotional when saying, "And there was my partner and baby."
¿Ese es tu bebé? Me dijo. Y yo le dije, sí. Y ella me preguntó, ¿estás amamantando? Y yo le dije, no, le dije yo.
The 22-year-old telling us about the moment she was detained at a September fingerprinting appointment for an approved work permit. Kimberlyn says federal agents asked if the baby was hers and if she was breastfeeding, responding, yes, it's hers, and no, she wasn't breastfeeding.
Me arrestaron, me
They arrested me in handcuffs behind my back, she said. And her lawyer adds,
She signed something that they told her was
if you are removed, you can take your baby with you, and she signed that document. But at the end, she was removed without her baby.
Menjivar Aguilar explains her 2-week journey to the U.S. when she was 17, crossing the Rio Grande with her younger brother, all to escape a gang who was trying to recruit them and to be with their dad who was here. He's since been deported too.
What was that like?
Saying goodbye to my mom and my family, she says. In a statement, the Assistant Secretary for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security says Menjivar Aguilar was an illegal alien from Honduras. She illegally entered the U.S. on April 13, 2021, near Eagle Pass, Texas. The statement adds that she received full due process and was ordered removed by an immigration judge on October 12, 2022. This administration is not going to ignore the rule of law. Her lawyer confirms that she had that outstanding order of removal from 2022 after missing a court date, which Menjivar Aguilar says she didn't know about as her father handled her documents and mail.
After that removal order happened, she was given deferred action, which is literally, we're not going to deport you. And it's discretionary, it can be revoked, but it wasn't revoked.
All I want is to be with my family, my baby and my partner, she says. Frankie McLister, WCC.